address the stuff that's going on in the astral, because it's pretty messy, really, which means that even if you're not seeing it in your physical life at this moment, you're probably going to get a lot of chaotic stuff in the next few weeks unfold for you, because a lot of times what's happening in the higher realms, you won't see the manifestation of it until it hits your physical life a couple weeks or so later. That's usually the way that it goes. And so what's been very, very much brought to my attention this week was both the spider beings and the draconian stuff that's going on with the twin flames, and serious hardcore efforts to prevent, and not just prevent the twin flames from coming together, but even the twin flames that have joined. These Dracos are masters at trying to cause them to be split apart from each other. So even when they come into union, they work at trying to get them apart. And I don't think any of you guys that are in here right now are in twin flame unions, but I'm still going to talk about it because it still can affect your energy as we go. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the spider beings, because I wanted to do a video and didn't have a time, and the guides want me to tell you guys about that right now. Have you guys ever heard me write about these spider-like beings that they look like kind of humans, really, but they look like spiders? You know, in the astral realms, we have infinite types of beings: dolphin people and cat people and bird people and alligator people and spider people. And these spider beings are actually a form of a parasitic star race. So they are predator race, and they oftentimes can show up in people's readings, or they can show up in people's lives. And usually what they're doing is they're trying to prevent that person from ascending. They're lower level than draconians. They're not quite as ferocious as draconians, but they're pretty nasty. They can sting you. They can basically give you spider bites. And they have fangs, some of them, not all of them, because there's lots of varieties. But anyway, they have been, as I was shown, hatching, like, meaning they're, for some reason, they're kind of like spreading out right now, and they're hatching, and they're trying to cord the light grid. So we've done so much work to come together as starseeds on the earth. And we've done so much work to ascend, and we're making a lot of progress. And this is essentially an attempt that they're making to kind of trap us in our processes. And they're not, like I said, as powerful as draconians. So once you start to learn how to sense these energies and how to combat them, they're actually somewhat easy to, yes, they're fourth dimensional beings, just like draconians. Exactly. And the reason why I talk about these, and I don't know that there's a lot of people out there that do, but one of the reasons that I talk about these types of beings for you guys is that you cannot get into 5D without truly getting through 4D. And a lot of people think that you can just blink and think positive thoughts and you're in 5D, but that's not really the way. And so it's kind of like a portal that it's part of disclosure. And everybody says they want disclosure, but they don't understand that they're going to have to see some of these things too. And that's just part of the deal, is you have to understand the whole story. And so, but anyway, also because they are influencing our world right now, and they are really trying to cord the light workers. And like I said, for some reason, they've hatched. That's the way that the spirit world explained it to me, is that they just hatched a bunch of babies, if you will. So it's like they sent a lot of them out, and for some reason, recently, the last 2 or 3 weeks, they started just showing up all over our grids. around the earth. And so, and they are trying to prevent our ascension, and they're trying to prevent our processes and our progress and our works that we're doing, and all of the ascension work that you're even trying to do. So maybe some of you guys aren't feeling them or noticing them, but some of you guys may be, and even if you haven't yet, maybe you will be soon. And if you just start to notice some resistance within your own energy, that you're trying to complete a project and there's something kind of holding you back or trying to make you feel like you don't have the energy or the strength or whatever it is, it's because of these beings. And like I said, they're nothing to be afraid of, in the sense that you can handle it energetically by pushing yourself through, but also just by being aware of what's happening right now. And again, it's just one of many types of beings that work for the negative forces, but they're not quite as scary as Dracos. Dracos, on the other hand, when you actually meet one of them, you'll probably wet yourselves, because they're actually quite mortifying, and they're humongous, and they're very, very, very difficult to battle. The spider beings are pretty gross, but they're not as bad as the Dracos. So I hope I'm not scaring any of you guys or anybody that's going to come on later. But again, all beings are still part of God, and it's really just a matter of positive and negative energies. And these just happen to be beings that in general are working against your highest good. And if you read about them or you research online, there's been a lot of mythological writings about these type of beings, because anything spiritual people write as myths, right? But you'll be able to find a lot of information about that. And that's partially where the whole Spider-Man story came from, was getting bit by a spider in a lab. They merged the man and the spider together. Well, that's really what happened with these spider beings, is that the Anunnakis merged spider and man together. That's how we got a lot of hybrid beings. That's how we got all the hybrid beings. So it's there's a lot more truth to these things than people realize. But anyway, so basically today we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the twin flames. And again, even if you guys aren't in